Today we're going to be switching a turboed 6-cylinder 250 inline 6 with a crusty, tired 350 4-bolt main. Nothing can go wrong here. In today's video, we are going to be taking this tired old engine apart, which is going to start with cleaning. I just picked this up. I paid 475 bucks for it. On the back of the block, I'm not quite sure where it is. I think it's here. It's a, I forget the numbers. I'll put them on the screen. But it is a decent little motor. It is from 69 to 79 is the casting code. But the story I got ran 3 years ago-ish, of course. And it was pulled out of a early 70s, either 3/4 ton or 1 ton truck in term, or to be replaced with an LS motor. So the good thing about this is that it's a 4-bolt main, and that's about all I know about it. Other than I was told it used to run. So we're going to take that truck with the turboed inline 6 and make it this with a turboed 350. The motor doesn't look too bad. I had this valve cover off. It's not too bad in there. Oh, there's a number right there. I don't know if that means anything. I'm sure it does to somebody, but not to me because I don't know those numbers. I'm an idiot with wrenches. This is the level of intelligence that I'm going to have with this build. The only thing that I'm going to be smart about is this truck. And this engine's easy to pull. That one is going to have to go into this. So the only thing I'm worried about putting that in this is the clearance between the steering column and, you know, that they come in a V on those motors. So I have the important things expertly covered in the finest sealing qualities. I'm gonna take some degreaser to it. And you know, there's no rhyme or reason to this stuff. It's just on, just like that. Oh, I thought I bought the foaming kind. Oh, well, that works too. In addition to the typical, you know, gum out engine degreaser, I also bought this stuff, and it smells like bleach, so it's got to do something. It says grease and grime, so, you know, it's got to be good for you. So let's just spray this all on there. I have no concern for the spark plugs because, well, there are none. So this should be fine, just like this. I'm just going to let this all drink. So I was going to use a pressure washer on this engine. Unfortunately, I can't find my pressure washer nozzle. So the hose will do. That's about as good as we're going to get on those programs, guys. So don't expect too much from me. All right, I'm going to set you guys up, and I'm going to wash something. So part of the reason why I've wanted to upgrade the my 1/2-inch socket doesn't fit in my 1/2-inch anvil driver. That's, thank you, Harbor Freight hammer. There it is. Part of the reason why I want to upgrade from the 6-cylinder to the V8 is just reliability. Before I turboed the truck, it was really reliable, ran great. Problem was it had no power. Even with a cam, with a cam, ported head, board, I think I did 30 over, and 4-barrel headers, a myriad of other things. It didn't have the power to pull 5th gear up any kind of incline at 2200 RPM. And I know that's not really where the torque is made on those engines. And the cam I have in it is meant to, it breathes higher, but then I put boost to it and it made it more power, but it was more strain. And I knew my fun with it was going to come to an end, and it did when I blew the head gasket, pushing 8 pounds of boost, and then I'm assuming pressure from the boost in the coolant system pushed out actually one of my core plugs. So, long-winded story, this has the torque that 6-cylinder doesn't. Once I put a cam in this and other stuff in the bottom end, and I just want something different. I am still considering the whole boost thing for the V8. I think to start, I'm going to be realistic with myself. I'm doing this on a budget, and I'm also doing this in a driveway, and I have that thing I need to fix too. So I'm being realistic with myself. I'm just going to get this thing running, and that's all I really care about. I just need this to run and drive. I have a ton of other projects that I can make fun and boost and make whistly noises. But in the meantime, this is just gonna run and drive, and it's gonna be my hauler. I have a hitch on it. It's gonna haul stuff. Definitely not this thing. It's a little bit, you know, above its standards, but it's gonna haul some stuff. But let me get this flex plate off so I can mount this stand on it, and then it will not be dangling above my feet. That would be nice. All right. So, with me deciding to just kind of build this lightly, I'm basically just gonna pull all of this stuff off. I'm not gonna use the Quadrajet. I know a lot of guys are adamant towards them. There's also a lot of guys adamant against them. Personally, I've never used the Quadrajet, and I know now is a great time for me to learn, but also now is a great time for me to just get my car running. So I'm gonna put a Holly on it. And that's what I'm gonna do, because, well, it's my car. But in the meantime, I gotta get all this stuff off. I'm gonna pull the intake. I was originally thinking about just getting an adapter to run the original intake, but a buddy of mine is getting rid of some stuff, and I figure if I can get a dual plane intake for $100 or $200, you know, why not? What's concerning me is that all of these bolts are loose. Considering the guy told me it was never apart. It was apart. Old stuff. Probably gonna end up reusing most of it. I'm gonna pull the distributor. It's full of mystery fluid. Surely it wasn't any water. No way water got in. But I'm gonna pull the distributor. I'm gonna pull the carb. I'd like to get the intake off tonight and see how bad the valley is. Well, I'm not quite sure if the camera can pick this up. Come on, focus. I made a whoopsies. So I'm not quite sure if you caught it in the time lapse. Right at the end, I very intelligently dropped the last bolt down the distributor hole. So now I really have to pull the intake. Well, I'm just an idiot. But I'm gonna pull this anyway. I picked up something that I'm gonna show you guys shortly, but I need to tackle this first, and then I can have the fun. So, oh wow, she's a little heavy. Good thing I just threw out my back. Oh, fun! There's still water in this. That's awesome. That's kind of disgusting, actually. Just peed on me. Oh wow. That is in really good shape. This is really clean. A lot of this just came off when I pulled the intake. But this looks beautiful, man. Like, oh, that's interesting that was just sitting there. I have no idea what that was from. I didn't even see that. I saw sludge and I went to drag my hand on it. Wow. I'm going to go ahead and pull the valve covers now that I have the china walls pretty clean and the mounting surfaces of the intake. I'm actually not going to be reusing these valve covers. I got a set on Facebook, which is a dangerous place. I got a set on Facebook for free, actually. Somebody was getting rid of them. So, in that case, free is for me. Pretty much the same story. A little bit of, don't know why. The disintegrated gasket. Oh, that was a little old. Overall, not too bad. A little bit of, again, more of this burn. Like it literally looks like you scraped it off a toast. I don't know what that is, but nothing a rag can't fix. We do have a little bit of mixing here, but I think I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that's from the bath it got. So I'm gonna pull. So an important thing to note when you're getting ready to pull the head on your small block Chevy is get the ones in between the valves. Luckily, this fits in there and I don't have to pull all that apart because I really don't want to mess with the valve. Not that I'm messing with it, but I'm lazy. So I just don't want to do it. It's usually smart to unbolt these in the order, in the opposite of the tightening sequence. Finally, after fighting this head for literally probably 40 minutes, oh my goodness, what a freaking bear this thing was. These cylinders look exceptionally clean, except for the carbon ridge on the top. There's a decent amount of that. All right, so after initial inspection, finally got the head off. I cleaned off the pistons. These are new pistons. They've got standard stamped in the top of all of them. Everything's moving as it should. These walls look really nice. A little bit of a ring ridge at the top, but it honestly, it looks like it's carbon. Like, I misspoke. It's all just carbon at the top. It's not any kind of ring ridge. This thing has been apart before, which I guess I lucked out on. I'm hoping that it was done, you know, right. But judging by the fact that it's got new pistons in it, and they're the dish type with valve cutouts, I wonder if that's what came in this motor. I don't really know, to be honest with you. I'm gonna call that a win for now. And I'm not gonna do the other head right now because that's gonna take at least like another hour, and I don't really have the time for that. Instead, I'm gonna switch to another thing that I have, which is part of the reason why I'm getting rid of that manifold. So this is what I'm gonna be replacing that stock quadrajet manifold with. And if you look at it, you can see it's got one or two dirty spots on it. So I'm gonna wire wheel the whole thing. The underside looks pretty good. It's a Edelbrock RPM Performer. I honestly don't really know. I just looked up some information, and then I was told by the internet that this is a pretty good manifold. And so for 50 bucks, I was like, I can wire wheel something and make something look pretty. Definitely not my face, but I can make something look pretty. So what I'm gonna do is use my favorite tool and wire wheel the absolute piss out of it to make it look representable. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'll set you guys up on a time lapse. So I finally got the cylinder head off of the passenger side of the block. It's looking a little crusty, but I think a lot of this water is from when I washed it with, you know, everything open. I figured it was going to get some water in it, which I'm okay with. I had to take this thing all the way apart anyway. But with just some simple brake clean, you know, that's what it turned into. So I think I'm just going to suck all the debris out of these pistons and spray them down and clean them up. I will come back to you guys once I have that done. Guys, I dropped the pan, and this is a first for me. I've never seen a small block Chevy go green. I can't believe that didn't disintegrate, but that's cool. Pan's off. It is indeed a 4-bolt main. I need to spin it around. I've been cleaning it, but it's been cleaning up pretty nice. I've been using the Lord's cleaner, brake clean, for everything, but it's actually cleaning up in really good shape. I did the research on this, and it turns out it is a block out of either a full-size car or a truck from 1972. It was cast on January 26th and assembled January 27th. I learned something here. V, come on, focus. V is the foundry or the plant. V is Flint, Michigan. 01 is the month. That's January. 27th is the date. That was a stroke. The 27th is the date it was assembled. And then TDR is full-size car or truck. And that's the suffix code. I'll have a little more detail in a pop-up bubble because I forget exactly what TDR stands for, although I know that's, you know, somewhere ballpark what it represents. But overall, pretty happy with it.